Class is now in session. Thank you everybody for being here today. We're going to talk about Colorado Christian University, and I'm going to persuade you to make that your college of choice. I know everyone out there has been searching and looking, and it's a very important decision you're going to make, deciding on what college to attend. I'm going to convince you that Colorado Christian University is the way to go. Why is that? Well, number one, most important, it's a Christian university. It's faith-based. All of your teachings and all of your studies are going to be biblically based. And it's important that you put God into all of your studies and all your research and all your papers and learning. And we know that wisdom is an important thing with God. So we want to make sure that the proper wisdom is in place when you're learning. So let's start out with the accreditation that Colorado Christian University has. It's accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, which is one of the top accreditations you can get. You probably all know that because you've been searching it. So not only do you want the overall college accreditation, but there are also special accreditations and endorsements that are extremely important. Okay, right now I'm a fire engineer, and I have been for 18 years. I'm going back to school for continuing education. I want to get my psychology degree. So right now I'm currently enrolled with Colorado Christian University, also known as CCU, and I'm in the psychology program. So I've got a little experience with the program, what it has to offer. I'm also on the peer support team at my department, and I'm on the New Mexico State Crisis Intervention team. So we use a little bit of psychology in that. I'm not a mental health professional in that capacity. I hope to someday be one after I finish my learning at Colorado Christian University. And one of the important things is that CCU is accredited and endorsed by the Council for Accreditation of Counseling and Related Educational Programs, also known as KCREP. So a lot of the states you're going to apply to are going to require that accreditation for direct application if you want to get your private practice or something like that. If you just want to go on to work for somebody else, it's also very good to have that because it's recognized as a good accreditation. That means it's a good school, as we all know Colorado Christian University is. Some of the other special endorsements that go along with CCU for the education department, there's the Colorado Department of Education, Colorado Department of Higher Education, and the Colorado State Board of Education. And there's also a nationally endorsement from the Association of Christian Schools International. So this is all on the Colorado Christian University website. You can look this up yourself. We'll give you that information, that link to that here after class. We can put that up on the board for you. It's got a really good music school here at CCU. It's accredited by the National Association of Schools of Music. The nursing program, which also has a baccalaureate degree program. It's accredited by the Commission on Collegiate Nursing Education. Project management program is a registered education provider with the Project Management Institute. So a lot of accreditations out there, a lot of affiliations and endorsements. There's 4 memberships that CCU is part of: the Council for Christian Colleges and University, Council of Independent Colleges, Evangelical Council for Financial Accountability, and also the National Association of Independent Colleges and Universities. There's a whole slew of accreditations, memberships, endorsements, and stuff like that CCU is affiliated with. So it's supported not just by what I'm telling you and by the reviews you're going to read online and the other students, but there's actually fact-based endorsements that are going to be important for your career once you get out of the school. You want to go to a school that's going to have those accreditations. It means a lot more to your future employers. And if you go on for different licensures and things like that, different states look at those accreditations and put a lot of value in those. So a little more of history, okay, and kind of some facts and figures. So right now, total enrollment at CCU is 8,156. And one of the great programs that go along with CCU is the adult education. Majority of the students enrolled at CCU are adult education. Since you are all adults here and you're continuing your education later in life like I am, it's going to be beneficial to you. Their programs are awesome. The way they design their semesters, it's very conducive to the adult who's working, has a family, and in all your spare time, you're doing these classes. So you don't have to miss work, miss time from your family. You schedule your time in throughout the week so you can get your work done kind of around your work schedule and your family schedule. So it does take a lot of time. It is a solid program. There's a lot of studying, a lot of reading, a lot of homework, which is good because we're learning a lot in these programs. The total annual applications run just under 10,000. And so the student, one important thing too is the student to faculty ratio. And for the undergraduate programs, it's 15 to 1, 15 students to 1 instructor. And then for the adult and graduate programs, it's 11 to 1, which is even better. So that way you have a lot more time delegated from your instructor. So some of the degrees, there's, let's see here. There's a lot of financial aid programs, okay, that are here. The academic programs are kind of endless. You can get your bachelor's degrees, your master's degrees. There's dual credit programs. There's just a lot of different directions you can go at this university. There's financial aid, the support throughout my process of me getting enrolled has been fantastic. The instructors are great. The fellow students, interacting with them, it's been nothing short of amazing. So in closing, I'm going to talk to you about one experience I had that kind of sealed the deal for me. And this is, I think, a great example of the type of school CCU is, the type of students that it produces, the type of people that go to this college and are affiliated with it. Last September, my father had a massive stroke, and I live in New Mexico. My dad was flown out to Lakewood, happened to be right down the street from Colorado Christian University's campus. He was in the St. Anthony's Hospital in the ICU, and I've since lost my father, but through that time, it was a very trying time. He'd been there for about 2 weeks. I was out there with him the whole time with my family. We were staying in hotels, a lot of stress, missing work, a lot of stuff, decisions to make regarding my dad. And I thought, you know, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, so I arranged a tour of the campus at CCU. When I got there, did a tour of the campus. I was very impressed with it. Afterwards, I was getting ready to walk back to my car. It was in between, our classes were in session, so there wasn't a lot of foot traffic going on. And I debated back and forth whether to get a shirt or hat or bring something, get something for my kids, for the university, because I was leaning pretty seriously towards continuing my education with CCU. So I decided to go ahead and go back to the bookstore and see what they had. So on my way back there, I'm walking along. There's no one else from one end of the campus to the other that I come across. There was one individual, one young man. I'm still not sure if he was an angel, though. It was pretty impressive. So we're walking, opposing this direction, and kind of make eye contact for a second. I smile at him, and as we're passing, he stops me and he says, "Excuse me." He says, "You look like you can use some prayer." And I stopped, and it just hit me really hard. And I thought, how did he know that? I turned around, I said, "Excuse me?" He says, you look like you've got something going on in your life right now, and you really could use some prayer. You've got some trying times happening, and I think you need some help." And I just went, wow, how did you know that? And he says, I just had a sense. When I walked past you, something told me that you needed prayer. I think God was telling me that you needed prayer. And I said, actually, I really could use it. And I explained to him the situation, everything that was going on. And he says, "Can we pray right now?" I said, "Sure." So we bowed our heads, and he prayed for me and my family and my father. And it was at that moment I knew that this was a special school. And so for all of you out there that are still undecided, I'm going to highly recommend Colorado Christian University. The programs are fantastic. The teachers are fantastic. There's just really nothing that I've seen yet that would be a negative thing about going to the school, whether it's on campus, which is a beautiful campus, or it's online. There's just so many different avenues. So I just like to say thank you for listening to me, and I hope that you make the right decision and you guys all enroll in CCU. And that's going to be it for this class. So for those of you students that are out there that are enrolled, thank you for listening to me. Dr. Ed, thank you. It's been a pleasure working with all you guys and you students. It's been a great class. I've learned a lot, and I really appreciate everything. Have a great day. Class is out.